What's going on, guys? BladeZilla here, and today we're taking a look at this really cool knife from CKF, and I've got a number of them. So this is just one that I thought looked kind of cool configuration-wise in the front flipper, and it is the CKF Daveless. And we're going to be going through hopefully a fairly quick video today on this knife, simply because I don't have a ton of time, and I've been kind of neglecting doing a video on the Davless. I've had them in the store now for a few months, and every time I bring them in, they're going out real quick, and I haven't actually had a chance to grab one and film it. But we are now finally fully stocked on these guys with good inventory, and figured I'd grab one, do a video on it, and chat about it. So this is the Davless. As a reminder, guys, where are we finding this stuff? BladeZilla.ca in Canada, where a lot of the knives featured on this YouTube channel are available for purchase, and they are already in Canada and ready to ship duty-free. So just threw up just a couple days ago a bunch of these Shiro Halloween Special Edition F95, super cool. Some S35V 111s, geez, all kinds of Microtech Signature Series, and I'm testing the waters on some null knife Voodoos. Not sure how that's going to work, but lots of good stuff. Some Koenigs, geez, there's all kinds of good stuff in there right now. A bunch of Davlesses. Yeah, so go check it out. BladeZilla.ca. That's my shout out for the day. And anyway, that's not what we're here for. We're here for this knife, which is just incredible and really, really well done. And still has, geez, got some oil on this guy, which is just hilarious. So anyway, when I first saw this knife, geez, it's got to have been maybe 9-10 months ago, 8 months ago. It's been a while since this one first kind of came out, and they've been always out of stock, tough to get, and it's been on my hit list of knives to take a look at. And finally, another couple batches rolled in, jumped on those, able to get a bunch, and they've just been going like hotcakes up here anyway. And this one personally is, you know, one of my more appreciated configurations because it's a little more understated, but still at the same time quite well done. So let's get started on this. So I guess we'll start with measurements, if I can find my measuring tape, and then we'll kind of just do some comparisons and some weights, and talk about my experience with it, and we'll kind of go from there. So overall length, we are coming in at 7 5/8, maybe 3/4, depending on your eye. Blade measure about 3 1/4, maybe 3 3/8 to the choil. Handle wise, 4 3/8. So on paper, it definitely feels like a small knife, but proportionately, it's actually quite a tall knife. And when I first saw this as well, I thought this would be a much thicker knife than I was expecting, and it's actually quite thin. Just food for thought. Keep that in mind. I think they're offered in a number of different blade materials. Majority of them are S90V, and then they've kind of got this guy, which is kind of the two-tone. I also have it in a, what do they call it, just like a CKF Custom Knife Factory wash, which is kind of like a satin with a stone wash. I believe I have those in the store right now as well. And then they also offer it, so this one is the, I think it's a Zircotai kind of finish to the center here in the clip. And they also offer that in kind of like a superconductor, kind of a gold honeycomb color. It looks really, really good. Got a few of those guys kicking around still, and oh, gorgeous knife. Action-wise, they're on bearings, super smooth, and look terrific. And then, hold on, I totally just had a brain fart. So yes, S90V on the steel, and I think they had some in Dama, or Damascus. I can't recall. I think they're actually genuine Dama steel, which is cool, and that would be the dream configuration. Would be this, to me, black with the Zircotai with a Dama steel blade. I think that would look really cool. But I've always liked the, black two-tone stonewash is always really, really well done. And as you can see, just a dreamboat, and especially when they separate it with that satin up top, satin flats, and they still do the stonewash up top. Just looks really cool even on the top. I don't know if the camera's going to see that or if it's going to look kind of reflection-y, but it's right on top all the way down the jimping. So cool. And even underneath on the choil. How sick is that? I'm a extra large glove, and fits me perfectly. Like a glove, as Ace Ventura would say. Beautiful, beautiful fit in hand, and then kind of as you slide up the ramp on the blade there, kind of stops your finger from going too far forward. Just gorgeous. Really, really comfortable. Really gorgeous EDC. I'd say it errs on the side of being a larger sized 3 1/4 inch blade type knife, definitely. But at the same time, it's still 3 1/4 inch, so it's not huge. That's what she said. On the flip side here, obviously got that Zircotai kind of going off, popping, looks gorgeous. All the ridges kind of horizontally. Really, really nice as well. And what I'm kind of surprised is that that clip's externally attached, which I'm just kind of, well, I guess it's a custom clip, so I kind of get it. And then there's that logo, which is that the Davless logo? I think it might be. Kind of cool. Kind of hidden up. You have the option to run a lanyard on this as well, which is nice and see-through. Blade does not get in the way. Nice CKF logo up top. Gorgeous. You know, pretty smooth kind of concave backspacer. You know, nicely done. And it covers off, I'd say, 80% of the length of that entire knife, which is pretty cool. Maybe 75%. I just think it's nicely done. Very classy, dressy, yet very usable. And then they are all numbered on this guy. So this guy is lucky number 399, and then S90V. And internally, let's take a quick peek. I can't imagine there's a ton of milling on the inside of this, but you never know. Let's take a look. So some pockets on the show side, it looks like. Some skeletonization, and it doesn't look like, oh, there's a bit on the other side as well. So a little bit all around. I always thought these were kind of blank on the inside. That's kind of interesting. So it's kind of cool. Weight-wise, let's get a weight on this. It can't be, I don't know, high 3s maybe? Let's take a look. Hopefully the camera can see that. Zero it. High 3s. It's got some barrel to it. 4.1. 4.1. Good. I just want to comment on the fact that I was pretty close. I will take that. You know, you take what you can get in this business. And said high 3s. Remember that. It's close. But gorgeous, gorgeous knife. Looks like we've got probably T10s externally as well, which is nice. Now I did have a customer reach out, and they were asking if you could purchase these covers kind of separately, and I don't think I've seen them offered. Although you would think if you bought, you know, a couple different knives, I'm sure you could mix and match. I can't see them being that different unless they're custom selected for size. I would have to physically take out a few of them and kind of compare. Maybe they're done differently. I doubt it though. But the fact that you get the T10s, attaches nice and easy. And on this other side, where are we attaching? So same thing, 1, 2, 3, 1. Where's our? So this will act as 1. This will act as 2. And is there one under that clip? There might be. Can't really see. Oh, there is, right under here. It's just very lightly hiding. I'll grab the light, but it's just under the tip of that clip. It's nice. You can see that under there. Hopefully, the camera doesn't freak out, which it currently is. Beautiful. But that's cool. So it's kind of hidden right in the middle. Nice little touch. I always love when manufacturers, they just as part of the design, they you know, they hide the bolts. So on a lot of Shiros, some of the models, they'll actually have it kind of in the middle of the clip underneath. Just hide it or attach it internally. But that's cool. Might be a bit of a lint trap, but that's okay. Totally okay. And then as far as action goes, well, this one is not broken in, and I'm not going to break it in. But yeah, they usually are. They're on bearings, right? So they usually require a little bit of break-in from the factory. And then they really come to life. And they're not hard knives to pick apart either. Well made, well manufactured. It's pretty rare that I've had any CKFs with an issue. I'm just trying to think back. I think I've had one Evo that had a centering issue, and that was kind of it. But other than that, they've been rock solid. They do a good job. A lot of time and energy and effort that goes into these guys. So it basically comes down to, currently anyway, I think I have 3, or do I have 4 different variations. Kind of, you know, do you want the two-tone blade, or do you want satin, and do you want zircotai versus a superconductor inlay? And I think the superconductor is it a two-tone? I think it is a two-tone as well, which looks really, really good. You know, I think that is the highest end piece currently. I think these guys range from like $700 to maybe $900 US table, and I think the 900 one, I think it's the superconductor, which once again would just look so good with Dama as well. Just anything where you have those really cool accents in the Zerk, it just looks so good with Dama. And then superconductors just goes off and popping. So pretty cool. Size comparison wise, I'll grab a couple of my normal Shiros. I'll grab my Monkey Edge Frag Quantum to kind of give you some size ideas. And remember, the camera is angled towards the back, so things on the bottom do appear a little bigger, just slightly. My Neon Zero. There you go. So once again, it's very neon sized. Much deeper blade, much thicker handle. You know, and if you look at kind of the curvature of the handle, you can kind of see where your fingers want to rest versus separate on the handle, whereas the Quantum, you can kind of see they really pushes you to separate your fingers there, right? Whereas this is more of an inlay, kind of just a little smoother all the way around, but you know, it's a big-handed small knife. Does that make sense? Tall handle, thin, but it's a big-handed small carry dress. Gorgeous knife. I'll grab my, I keep saying my Stellar. I think it's in my wife's glove box. My Stellar anyway. So there's your kind of medium size, which is the Kami, whatever you want to call it in this case. Super cool. Super cool knife. And what else kind of mid-size when I have kicking around? I got a Hog House here, which, well, it's not really a fair comparison. But it is in that neon vein, I guess. Much thinner handle. Much thinner handle. That's a Model T, super cool. And then the small guys, I could do a Burger Urban. Also very cool. That one I wouldn't mind spending some time with in pocket to know it a little better. I've got my, got a Rosie here as well. There you go. Also a tall-handled small knife. And then we'll do our normal Sbenza 31 large. And what else do I have beside me here? There's my small. For kind of comparison, these Sebenzas always roll with that clip. And this definitely looks a lot smaller just based on the angle, but you kind of get the gist of it. Right? Classic S45s. At some point I'd like to get a kit or a set of or a pair of large and smalls in Magna Cut, just to kind of have. What else do I have? Hog House, Kami. Well, I could do this guy. It's kind of cool. I've done a video on this on the channel as well. I think I have. In the medium size. Praxis. A really cool knife. Similarly sized, but you know, once again, totally different knife, totally different ergonomics, just different all the way around. But anyway, cool knife nonetheless. Doesn't get featured on the channel much. the medium-sized knife. I tend to do a lot of small or medium, or small or large in the neon or I guess quantum, F95, etc. kind of world. So I think that I'm gonna kind of leave this one here. I didn't want to do too long of a video on this today, but you know, it's a gorgeous knife, and you can see a lot of the texturing on the handle. There's a lot of different lights that's kind of bouncing around as well on this beautifully machined handle. Light hits it at different angles, and I feel like no one's really talking about that because it is kind of a carbon kind of look to it. Just looks great. Same with on the backside. Just a gorgeous knife, and you know, the Davless is one that, you know, when a knife is really popular, it's typically popular for a reason, and you know, it's usually a really good carry, more so than, you know, the materials and design. But in this case, you're really getting both. Like, excellent ergos, lots of cool material choices. They're all high-end, certainly. I can't recall what I had them in the store for, but they've got to be, you know, in that $1,000 Canadian range, and definitely worthy of that price point. Given, you know, there's some other knives that I shouldn't say that. Like, there's certain production knives that aren't always worthy of that price point that people just seem to love. And this is certainly one. Like CKF, oh, they do a killer job, absolutely killer job. And I feel like just because they're a Russian manufacturer, they're a little overshadowed, I think, by Shirogorov. And oh, apparently my alarm's set. Nice. You know, I feel like they're a little overshadowed at times by Shiro, and in this case, you know, great designs. They definitely do some unique designs. I don't know if you guys have seen by now the CKF Tractor. I've got a number of those. Do I still have some? You know, I don't even know if I have one. I think I brought in about 10 of those, and I don't have any anymore, which is crazy. That was a really cool knife. Big, burly, you know, just aggressive, like futuristic, like just overall ridiculous knife. And I go, you know, that's what's so cool about CKF. They're willing to do those designs and make them. I think that's an Alexei Konigan design. But, you know, Shiro is very much simple. They keep it simple. Kiss, keep it simple, stupid. And there's nothing wrong with that. But CKF, they roll the dice. They make some pretty crazy designs sometimes. Some of them don't work. I'll be honest, I've seen some that just really don't work. And I've seen others that really work well. And this is certainly one that really works well. Gorgeous, gorgeous knife. Gorgeous knife. Beautifully centered as well. Just nice design. Good ergos. Really happy to carry these. So check that out on the site, BladeZilla.ca. Follow me on Instagram as well as Facebook. I just created a Facebook page not too long ago. So just search BladeZilla and sure it should pop up. Has like 20 followers currently, which is pretty pumped on that. And then TikTok as well. But more than anything, drop me a line. Check out the site. If you want to talk, let's talk. I love talking blades. It's my passion as well, right? And I'd be curious to see how a knife like this would do with a flipper. That'd be pretty sick. But it is a front flipper, so pretty cool. Alright guys, well thanks for stopping by, and have yourself a fantastic week, and we'll talk soon. Peace.